Okay, so I think we should get started. Okay,
Yeah, good evening, ma'am.
good evening. So how was your exam?
Yeah, actually, exam answers was not difficult, I could say, but the time management, I didn't have an idea of the question patterns. So, totally 48 questions were there. So, in
14.
that, yeah, actually, that what I can tell, there's no distinction between the small questions and big questions. So,
Yeah,
but the
that's
mark
why you should first
21
take a
mark.
glance of all questions now to understand it.
21 mark questions, then 22 mark, and 8 5 mark. But when you go for the 5 marker, it will take lot of time. That much big questions were there. So time management was a little difficult for me. I never expected this much questions. Maybe in next
Total
exam,
there were 22 questions.
48 for 8, 21 mark, 22 marks, and
Oh,
8 for 5 marks.
oh, for
No
okay.
choices.
Oh, so anyways, it would have been difficult for everyone then, no?
But the internal marks for that paper, it was my core paper.
Okay.
That what I am working on for years. So internal marks I could manage fully, 100 out of 100. But that time also I had that apprehension whether these things whether I would be able to solve online.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Yeah,
because
last
when
time.
you do for the assignments, for one question it will take 1.5 hours and all if you do properly itself. So it's that type of 8 questions were there.
Oh, okay.
And one more question also, it is like definitions, that theorems like that. It will take some time, at least.
Yeah, the pattern is going to be like that only because last time also I told you na that I asked the Neptel team. They told that the pattern is going to be similar as in assignments, like 1 mark question.
Hmm.
MCQ were na there.
MCQ, it's like pen and paper only.
Oh,
Because of that apprehension I had before the exam, like we could not finish that because MCQ is 0 or 1 no. It's yes or no like that. And so the professor had a pen and paper exam. So that if you don't complete it itself, some step marks
okay,
will
okay,
be available. Um,
okay. Then that is fine. So you have any other courses apart from this maths course?
Actually, 4 courses I have. One is that
Oh,
research methodology. For every PhD scholar will be having. That is a common
okay,
course, no?
okay, okay.
Then two core papers. One is this optimal control. I am basically working in control and guidance of aerospace work vehicles. That is my area of focus. So two core papers I have taken, and this is the third paper, maths paper.
Okay, that must be difficult to manage. I think you're working also, no?
Yeah, actually, the working paper, I know that how to solve it, but time problem was there. It's not
Okay.
new to me, but time
Yeah,
problem.
you'll get used to it. Don't worry, others would have also done the same. Relative marking is there, no? Or you have to get absolute
I
marks.
am not sure about the marking and all because for that paper we didn't have any live sessions like that, interaction or any no TA was assigned like that.
Oh, okay, okay. Okay, so anyways, let's get started with today's
Yeah,
session,
okay.
okay? Now it's time, so
So this time also we have that singular value decomposition, everything
yeah,
is
yeah.
there.
Yeah, you missed the last week's session,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was on Sunday, but
Yeah.
anyways.
Sunday after examination, I was really worn out
Okay, okay,
and
no
tired.
problem. So,
Because actually exam center was also not close to my place. So 1 hour I had to travel.
okay, that's not an issue. I think most of the things will be repeated in this class
Yeah.
also. So, you must have gone through the lectures, right?
Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. This week, not fully because this pseudo inverse and all, and what are all very much comfortable. Yes.
Okay, no problem. I think we'll solve. I think these topics are really easy and you just need MATLAB to solve them. There is not much calculation on paper, so I'm not sure how they will ask in exam because
But
most of
actually,
the
exams, these questions will come, madam. I think
yeah, they
so.
will come, but not to that level like they were asked in assignments because without MATLAB you will not be able to solve them in exams as far as I
But actually, in that other paper, no, that iterative algorithms were there. There
Yeah,
they asked.
iterations will be there. Matlab, like one or two questions will be there, but not that much calculation. Like obviously they will make it manageable during the time, and plus they
Okay.
are not giving you access to MATLAB, so I think they will consider those things. But yeah, you should prepare these things because SVD, like, it's important in your PhD, etc. Also, like if you're in robotics or like in my field, it is important. I don't know in other domains, but overall, it's an important topic. So uh, okay, I'll have to introduce myself first at the start of session, then we can begin. So, hello everyone. My name is Malika Nisar, and I am a PMRFTA for this course, Numerical Linear Algebra. And today we are in the week 10 of the course. And today we will solve some sample problems which would help you to do the weekly assignments. Okay, so let's get started. But before moving to this week's content, I would like to discuss the last question which we had there, right, Kavita? Are you there?
Yes, ma'am, I'm there.
Okay. So
And
last time we had this question that we had a matrix given like this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And the question was that find the
Ma'am,
matrix.
screen is not visible.
Oh, sorry. Okay, okay. Is it visible now?
it's preparing. Yes, visible,
Okay.
ma'am.
So the question was that we have a matrix given, okay? It is a 2 cross 3 matrix, and we have to find the matrix QB such that QB is the unique orthogonal projection onto range of A transpose, right? So this we had to find. We had to find a matrix QB which would be the unique orthogonal projection of this matrix, like of onto the range space of the transpose of this matrix, right? So this was the question, and for like the solution part, the steps we have already done, I'll go through them quickly. We first calculate the SVD for A. Okay, so that will be U sigma V transpose, right? Now this you can easily do on MATLAB also, or if you are required to do by hand, you also know the procedure how to do it. Okay, first you'll find the sigma matrix. After that, the V matrix can be found, and then you can find the U matrix by taking inverse on both sides. So that is how you do it. Now, since I have done it on MATLAB, I will quickly tell you the question, like the matrices you are getting. So for you, we had already gotten something like this: 0.3863 minus 0.9924. Then it was minus 0.9224. Okay. So sorry, this is also 9224. And this one here is 0.3863. Okay, and the sigma matrix we are getting here is 9.5080. This one will be 0.7729, and 0. Okay, and the V matrix which we are getting, it was like this: 0.4287, 0.8060, 0.4082. Okay, I'll quickly write this down: 0.1124 minus 0.8165 minus 0.7039 minus 0.5812, 0.408. Okay, So these are the U, sigma and V matrices for A. Okay. Now we know that to find the orthonormal basis for the range space of A transpose, we need to divide this matrix. As Kavita, you mentioned that, yeah, we need to divide the matrix V into two parts. Okay. And how do we divide it? We divide it on basis of the rank of matrix A. As we can see here that matrix A is a 2 cross 3 matrix. So the rank will be either it is the minimum of both. So either it will be 2 or less than that. And we can,
Understand.
Less than or
yeah,
equal to 2.
yeah, less than or equal to 2. So here we can see that, yeah, both the columns, both the rows are linearly independent, then it is going to be 2. Now since the rank is 2, we will divide the columns of V matrix from 1 ranging to R, and then from R to like the number of remaining columns. Okay, that is how we divide. Now since here the rank is 2, we will take first two columns. Okay, so first two columns will form the orthonormal basis for range space of A transpose, and the remaining columns, okay, here we have only one column, whatever remaining columns are there, then they form the orthonormal basis for null space of A. Okay, these you have done in the lectures also. So these two columns here will be taken for the range space, orthonormal basis for the range space of A. Okay, so how now we have, now in the question they are not asking for orthonormal basis but orthogonal projection. So how do we find that orthogonal projection? We do simply V1 into V1 transpose, right? So that will be these first two columns. I can write it down. Can you quickly find it out? What is the value coming out to be? This into its transpose. So these two matrices, and when we multiply them, we are getting QB matrix as, calculated it already, you can do it on your own end as well. It's 0.8334, 0.3334 minus 0.1667, you can cross check it, 0.3334, 0.3333, 0.3333, and it's minus 0.1667, 0.3333, and 0.8333. So this is your QB matrix. Okay, is this clear now? Kavita, this is what you were saying, na?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So is it coming the same? Have you checked it on your own end? Should we move further?
Yes. We'll move forward.
So, in this week's content, there is basically, I think, the least square norm, and what else is there? And there are, I think, perturbation related to perturbation. There
That
are,
yes, singular value decomposition and its applications like norm,
yeah, yeah.
all those things will come.
Okay,
Then compressed perturbation theorem for singular values.
okay.
Then
So, have you
this
gone
part
through the
solutions.
assignment?
Yeah, somewhat. It itself the numerically intense. That's the thing.
Okay. Yeah, so I have also like the previous year assignment, will be solving that.
Okay.
So, wait a minute. Okay. So the So the first question is, let A comma B belong to the set of 2 cross 2 real matrices, okay, such that A is equal to 1. I think there is some. A is equal to 2, 3, 5, and 6, and the matrix B is equal to 2.0021, okay, 3.0132, 5.1320, and 6.4312. Okay, these are the two matrices, and obviously you can see the rank of A is 2. Now, what is it asking? Okay, it is telling let sigma I for I ranging from 1 to 2 be the singular values of matrix A, and tau I be the I again ranging from 1 to 2 be the singular values of B. Then evaluate this expression, okay, summation I running from 1 to 2 tau I minus sigma I whole square is less or, okay, wait a second, it is, yeah, is less or equal to what? So this thing you have to evaluate. So can you tell me how will we approach this question?
Actually, here A and B are just a perturbated matrix,
Yeah.
A and B. So just we find the difference of A and B, B minus A, then take the norm.
Okay.
Actually, we have a perturbation theorem for singular values, so we use it directly.
Okay. Yeah. So you can do it that way. So then you can quickly evaluate it. Tell me what you are getting for this. Basically, what we do is that we calculate the Frobenius norm of that E matrix, right? So first we will calculate that
Yes, yes.
error matrix. Okay. So the error matrix will be what? B minus A. And what do we get that as? It is 0.0021, 0.0132, then 0.1320, and 0.4213. Okay. It's simply you have to subtract B minus A.
It's
Now,
4312, madam.
sorry,
Last element is 4312, isn't it?
4312.
Yeah.
Okay, 4312. Oh, I have written it incorrect here. It will be 4213. Okay, 4213. So, what will be the Frobenius norm of E matrix? It is coming out to be
Trace of A
trace of
transpose A.
E transpose E. Okay, can you quickly calculate it? So what is the matrix E transpose E coming out to be?
It's 0.017.
Okay, the first entry is 0.017.
742, then
0.44. What is the
0.0556.
second entry?
0.0556.
Okay, 0.0556.
Yeah.
Third entry?
0.0556.
0.0556.
Last entry 0.1776.
I guess this is not correct, but because I'm getting a different sum here. Kavita, is your answer the same?
I'm doing one.
Okay, okay. What is the third entry, Kavita? Yeah, sorry, Gifty.
Same as the second one.
Okay, this shouldn't be the case here because, like, I have directly calculated the trace of E transpose E.
Actually, okay. Second entry is 0.0569.
Well, that doesn't make much difference, but it should come
Okay,
out to be
because trace.
0.4417 because these two we are adding in trace, na? So I think you are making some error here.
Okay, okay.
Last entry is okay. 0.19, something like that.
See, if you are making
Last
some.
entry 0.1861.
Okay, so that is even smaller.
Correct. Yes, that is also not right.
That would be much different. See, one thing you can do in exams. Okay, you might make similar mistakes in exams, right? So what you can do, you
Yeah.
for cross checking, you can evaluate the right hand side also. Okay,
Mm.
but yeah, that is going to be even lengthy because you have to calculate the singular values for B and the singular values for A. So I have done it that way also. So you are getting your final answer as 0.4417. Okay. So you can check this multiplication because only I think there you are getting some error. You can do it at your home. Okay. I think you should do it in MATLAB because then we have
Yeah,
to take.
MATLAB only we are doing. I am doing.
You're doing in MATLAB only.
Yeah.
Then why is it showing error? You have to take the root of the trace, right?
Yeah.
That should be
But
0.4417 because I have to.
Frobnis norm is 0.21111. It's coming.
No, I think you are making some. Okay, it's not 0.0132, it's 0. Sorry, here it is 0.1320 and 0.4230. 0. Yeah, here it is. Sorry, it is my mistake here. Here it is 0.0. Okay, 132. You have taken this matrix only,
No,
na?
it
B
is
minus
E
A.
transpose. It is E transpose.
Oh yeah, it is E transpose. Yeah, this one is correct. I don't know why the error is coming.
It is correct.
Yeah, it is 0.01320 and it is 0.0132. Then I don't know. I don't think error should come out there. Okay, you can check it one more time because this should be the final answer. I have calculated it and I have verified it also. Okay,
It's
so
0.1951.
1951 you are getting.
Yeah.
No, the correct answer is this only. So I would show you like by doing MATLAB here only, but that would just consume more time. Even if you do it in the other way round, if I calculate, okay, let me tell you that way also. If I calculate LHS, okay, uh, if I calculate, evaluate this term only, tau I minus sigma I whole square. So when I am calculating the singular values, okay, the singular matrix for A is coming out to be 8 point, you can do it also in MATLAB, 8.5952. This will be 0, 0 and 0.3490. Okay. Now when I evaluate the singular matrix for B, it is coming out to be 8.9763. Then it's 0, 0 and 0.2905. Okay. Now when I evaluate summation of I running from 1 to 2, tau I minus sigma I whole square. Okay. Then finally I will take its root. It is coming out to be 8.5952 minus 8.9763 whole square plus 0.3490 minus 0.2905 whole square. Okay. Then you take the root of this thing. Okay. It is coming out to be 0.3856. Okay. Okay, this thing is coming out to be 0.3856. Basically, in the question, there was options that this thing should be less or equal to what? And one of the options was this. Okay. So that was correct because this thing is less or equal to. Other options were greater than what I am telling here, 0.4417. Other options were greater than that, and only this option was less than that. So that is why we select that option. It was an MCQ based question. Okay. Otherwise, it is simple question. So should we move to the next question?
Okay, I will check.
Okay, so question number 2, it is basically a theoretical question. So just answer me, okay, what you think is correct. Let A is equal to USV transpose be the SVD of matrix A. Okay. So the order of matrix A is M cross N, comma, M is greater or equal to N. Okay. And you know that U and V are two orthogonal real matrices of order M cross N and M cross M and N cross N respectively. Let N be the rank of A and sigma I equal to 1, 2 up to N be the singular values of A. Okay. And they are obviously in non-increasing order. That is sigma 1 greater than sigma 2 greater or equal to so on greater than sigma n greater than 0. Then, which of the following is correct? The 2 norm of A is equal to sigma n, or the Frobenius norm of A is equal to sigma n minus 1, or the third option is the 2 norm of A is equal to sigma 1, and the fourth option is 2 norm of A is equal to sigma 2.
This
So
2 norm of A is sigma 1.
2 norm of A is sigma 1. And how is that so? Yeah, this is the correct option. We know that 2 norm of A is nothing but what?
This min
It is equal to
ma-
the
max
maximum of
maximum eigen
eigen
root values.
values का root over, I guess, right?
Yeah, root over that.
So the maximum eigenvalue is what? We know that
Sigma 1.
sigma 1 because
Sigma 1
lambda
square.
1
That is this
square
is
is
single value, no? So eigenvalue will be sigma 1 square, no?
no. Okay, is it the other way around?
That's
I think
single
lambda
value
1
is the
is,
root of eigenvalues.
yeah, but okay.
So then only this will hold good.
Yeah, I got your point. So this option is correct. Okay. Now, I think this is one of the questions of your assignment. Let AX is equal to B. Okay. This is a linear system where A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 3, and 1, 2, 4. Okay. And B is equal to 6, 8, 6. Okay. Then the minimum 2 norm least square solution is. So basically you have to find the value of,
Pseudo inverse x is
yeah,
pseudo inverse of A into B.
yeah. You have to find the value of pseudo inverse of A into B. That will be the value of x. Basically you have to find the solution for x, but you have to take the pseudo inverse, right? So the
Yes.
solution is A x is equal to B implies x is equal to A star B. Okay. But in this case, A star will be equal to A inverse only, right?
Inverse, yeah. Yes.
Why is that so? Because this
So
is a square
3
matrix
by 3 by 3
and
invertible
the determinant
matrix.
is not equal to 0, right? So
Yes.
simply we know that A star here is equal to A inverse. So we say that x is equal to what? A inverse B, right? So can you quickly calculate it? But make sure you always check the determinant here. I had pre-calculated it. If you evaluate the determinant, it's coming out to be -1. So then also you can use this. If the determinant were not, if the determinant were equal to 0, then you would not say that A star is equal to A inverse. Okay. So tell me the value of A inverse quickly. Try to do it on paper so that it will like increase your speed in the examination. Whatever you can do on paper, do it on paper. Otherwise, you can use MATLAB or any online calculator for more difficult calculations.
For discussion, class lectures, everything, sir used the Matlock only. In exam
Yeah,
point of
they,
view,
yeah,
what
yeah,
they do?
yeah. I was also talking to Gifty about that only. That I don't think that this type of questions they will ask in exam because I mean, obviously there would be some questions related to SVD, but they will mostly check your concepts, because in these things, like there are very, like you cannot calculate them by hand. Such are the singular values. So I don't think you should worry about that. The instructor will set the paper accordingly. You
Or
can just,
else the instructor expected us to do by MATLAB,
yeah,
using
that is the thing.
MATLAB
But in
model.
exam, they won't allow you to use MATLAB, right? Because then you can do all the questions by MATLAB only. So then there will be no fun of having the exam. I don't think that questions which will ask MATLAB will be asked. They would be mostly check your understanding. Apart from that, you can try to learn this, because it would be useful in your, like, whatever thesis you're doing or anything. It
That
might be
is I'm
useful.
asking. I have to practice to do the problem using MATLAB also.
Yeah. So for that thing, for your own practice, you can try to do MATLAB as much as you can. You are like you can do MATLAB, no?
In exam point of view, it is needed.
No, in I don't think in exam they will ask
Okay.
something related to
Okay.
MATLAB. I think there was some introduction lecture related to MATLAB.
Ah, introduction lectures are there, but for doing this type of problems, I have to practice MATLAB.
Yeah, for these
Just
kind of questions, you have to practice MATLAB. But are you allowed to use MATLAB in exam?
okay. Okay.
Okay, so A inverse you calculated. Tell me the value of A inverse. Okay, so this is coming out to be minus 6, 2, 3, 5, minus 1, minus 3, minus 1, 0, 1. Okay, and this will be 686. So what is the value of x coming out to be? Multiply these matrices. Minus 36 plus 16
16,
plus 24
16,
plus 18.
18,
That is what? Minus 2. Then it's 30 minus 8 minus 18.
18.
4. And it is minus 6, 0 and 6. That is 0. Okay. So this will be your solution. Okay.
Then minus 1 was there, no?
Where? Yeah,
Minus
minus 1
36,
is
minus 1 was there, right? Okay, okay. Oh, incorporated in that inverse itself. Okay, 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 ma'am. Okay.
okay. So the next question is, let A belong to the set of, okay, 3 cross 3 matrices, real matrices, such that A is equal to cos theta, sin theta 0, sin theta minus cosine theta 0, 0, 0, 1, for 0 less or equal to theta less or equal to pi by 2, and x is equal to cos theta, sin theta and minus 1, comma A star denotes the pseudo inverse, then find the value of A star x.
So assignment question.
Okay, that
correct
is the
assignment.
assignment question.
Yes,
So have you calculated it?
yes.
How did you do it? Tell me.
To find A star,
Hmm.
it is an orthogonal matrix. So n by n matrix non-singular. So that's why A star it's nothing but A inverse. So
Hmm.
for this, A inverse is nothing but A transpose. So A transpose into X. That's all.
Yeah,
So which gives you 1 0 minus 1.
yeah. So the solution is that here A is a full rank matrix. Okay, full rank matrix means its rank is equal to 3.
N.
And since it's an rank 3 implies that it is an orthogonal matrix, it's a full rank matrix, and the inverse exists and is equal to A transpose, right?
Yes.
So A star X will be nothing but A transpose X. That is cos theta sin theta 0, sin theta minus cos theta 0 0 0 1 multiplied with cos theta sin theta and minus 1, right? So it is coming out to be cos square theta plus sin square theta plus 0, that is 1. Sin theta cos theta minus cos theta sin theta 0, and this one will be minus 1. Okay, understood? Now let us move to the next question. Let the system AX is equal to B, where A is equal to 3 2 6 2 0 3. Okay, A is a 3 cross 2 matrix, and B is equal to minus 11, minus 2, and 6. Right. So, what the question is asking is, yeah, again, it's asking the minimum two norm least square solution. The minimum two norm least square solution. So, how will you find it?
Here also pseudo inverse of A into B
Yeah,
will come.
obviously, it will be x
Yeah.
is equal to A star B, right? Now, how will you find this pseudo inverse here?
That is the orthogonal we will be finding V, then sigma pseudo inverse, then U transverse.
Okay, so first we do the SVD of A, right?
Yeah.
Then we find like SU and sigma,
Mm.
and after that we find S in S star, right?
Yes. So, yeah.
And then we
Then it will
find,
be V S star and
yeah,
U transfer.
then the X will be V S star and U transpose, right?
Yeah.
Now that is a bit lengthy method, okay? So this type of questions might come in exams also, where they will just try to like trick you. You can see here that this matrix has a rank 2, right? So by rank 2
Yes,
means
yes.
it is a full rank matrix. Rank
Yeah.
is basically what? The minimum number of rows or columns or less than that. So here the minimum number of rows or columns is 2. So the rank
Two
is going to be what? Less or equal to
column.
2, right? If this rank is less than 1, like sorry, here the rank should be less or equal to 2. If the rank is less than 2, we say that it's not a full rank matrix. But here the
And
rank of this matrix is 2. Now when
So A trans
sorry,
the result A transpose A the whole inverse into A
yeah,
transpose.
exactly. That is the result from here. Whenever A is a full rank matrix, okay, it implies that A transpose A is invertible. If A is not a full rank matrix, you cannot say that A transpose A is invertible or not. But since here A is a full rank matrix, you can say that A transpose A is full rank matrix. So we know that AX is equal to B. Okay. So what we can do is that we can pre-multiply both sides with A transpose, right? A transpose A into X will be what? A transpose into B.
B.
Now here X will be A transpose A inverse into A transpose into B. Now this is simply multiplication of three matrices, right? First you have to calculate A transpose A, then its inverse, then multiply with A transpose and B. This is also a bit lengthy, but it's clearly shorter than that method, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So can you quickly tell me the value of A transpose A? Or maybe if you can evaluate this whole A transpose A.
Can you show the question A matrix?
Okay,
Okay.
right, okay. Got it?
Yes, noted.
Okay. So tell me what is the value of this thing? A transpose A inverse.
45, 18.
You're telling just A transpose A, right?
A transpose A only.
Okay. But then calculate its inverse also and multiply with A transpose also. Tell me what you're getting for
Okay.
this whole thing. Calculated any one of you?
It's 0.0385. Like that.
Yeah, 0.0340 I'm getting.
Yeah.
Close. Second.
Minus 0.04.
No, this one should be 0.1497. Third entry.
The last entry is 0.102 or something.
No, I'm getting different. Okay. 0.1224. The second row will be 0.0816, then minus 0.0408, and the last one is 0.3061. Okay. And when you multiply both of them, it is coming out to be minus 1.4082, and the second row is 1.0204. Okay.
Okay.
This is the value of x. You have to simply type one command in MATLAB, but yeah, for your practice, you can like uh, the calculations in these questions are like very difficult because they are in decimals. So you can use MATLAB for practice, like MATLAB for your convenience. Should we move to the next question?
Okay.
Okay. Okay, before moving to next question, we can write down these particular results. Okay. You must have already known them, but I am just noting it down for the reference. The pseudo inverse of a matrix. Okay, let me define a matrix here only. Okay. Let A belong to a let A be an M cross N real matrix. Okay. And B is an M N cross P real matrix. Okay. Then the pseudo inverse of A and B is unique. You know this result already, right? Just like the inverse, the pseudo inverse is also unique. The second one is the pseudo inverse of pseudo inverse of A and B is equal to A and B respectively. What does this statement mean? It means that if you take the pseudo inverse of A and then take its pseudo inverse, it will be equal to A only. Okay, the pseudo inverse of A is A, and the pseudo inverse of B is B. Okay. The third one is that A into B pseudo inverse is not equal to B pseudo inverse and into A pseudo inverse. Like in inverse, when we did A into B inverse, it was equal to B inverse A inverse. But that might not be true in case of pseudo inverse. Okay. Now the fourth one is that the when you take the pseudo inverse of A transpose, it is equal to the pseudo inverse of A and then its transpose. And similarly, if you take B transpose and then take its pseudo inverse, will be equivalent to B taking the pseudo inverse first and then taking the transpose. Okay. So these are just some results. So you can note them down if you want to, or if you have already studied in the lectures, then you can skip it. Should we move further?
Okay.
So now the question is, uh, yeah. So let A be a 3 cross 2 matrix, real matrix, such that A is equal to 1, 3, 2, 5, and 2, 1. Okay. And 1, 3, 2, 5, and 5. Wait a second. No, not 2, 1, it's 5, 1. Okay. 1, 3, 2, 5, and 5, 1. And then you are given the U and V matrices. And U is equal to, let me down. Minus 0.4101, then minus 0.3212, minus 0.8536. The second row is 0.7142, minus 0.4689, and this one is 0.5196. Okay. The last row is minus 0.5672. Please note it down along with me. You need to solve it as well. Then 0.8228 and minus 0.0371. Okay. Uh, minus 0.0371. Okay. And the V matrix is given as minus 0.6567, 0.7542, minus 0.7542, and minus 0.6567. Okay. Now what the question is asking, let A be, then find the pseudo inverse. Then find the A star or pseudo inverse. Okay. We know that. Did you note down the question?
Yes.
Okay. So basically, what we have to find is, we know that A star is equal to what? B into
B
S star
S star
into U
U
transpose, right?
transpose.
Now V is given,
Yes.
U is given, so u transpose can be calculated easily. So what we have to calculate first is S star, right?
Extra.
And for calculating S star, we know that S star is basically equal to what? S inverse, then 0, 0,
0, 0, 0.
so that like the order can be matched. So that's why we are having this 0 row and 0 column. So for calculating S inverse, we have to calculate S, right? So how do we calculate S here?
Singular values. You have to
Obviously,
find the singular values.
yeah. So you can you will not calculate the singular values here, but you can simply do one thing, that A is equal to what? U sigma V transpose, right? Now it you can write U transpose A into V as sigma. So you can simply multiply U transpose into A into V and get the value of sigma, and from there you can find the sigma matrix. So can you quickly tell me what is the sigma matrix coming out to be? You can do it that way also, that you can find the singular values of A transpose A by simply forming first A transpose A. If this is a full rank matrix, then you can form, like, calculate the characteristic equation and then calculate the eigenvalues. So whatever suits you, you can do. But here, since matrices are given, even in calculator you can do matrix multiplication of three matrices easily, right? So this would be a
But one thing I like to tell, this calculator, they are not allowing to the exam
no,
site.
no, but in their calculator also, I think there will be, no?
But they are given an online calculator that doesn't support this mode features and all.
Oh,
That is a simple just a computer calculator, no? That only. And another bad thing is it's not connected to the keyboard also. It is connected only to the mouse. So it's difficult to use that. So
I
many
think in this paper they shouldn't keep such restrictions, because this is a
but
PG course and you
other
might
paper,
need
but that
science.
other exam was also a PG course and it was like that. It's a general instruction, madam. It's not for a single paper. The general
Oh, it is
instruction
in
is like
general
that.
for every paper.
Yes, yes. Actually, in the hall ticket, it is given all those things.
Oh, okay. So did you get the value of the sigma? You can use MATLAB or anything for calculating. Just tell me what you're getting for cross verification. I'm asking you. Otherwise, I will just simply write the solution. That wouldn't make any sense. Did you calculate it? Okay, so this is coming out to be 7.1185, 0, 0, 3.7851, 0 and 0. Okay, so this is our S matrix. Now what will be S inverse? S inverse is simply the, since it is a diagonal matrix, you can simply take the inverse of these singular values. Okay, it will be 1 upon 7.1185, 0, 0, 1 upon 3.7851. Okay, now S star, you know, it will be what? Um, this is a 2 cross 2 and this is 3 cross 3 matrix. So it will be a 2 cross 3 matrix. Okay, so it will be 1 upon 7.1185, 0 and 0, then it will be 0, 1 upon 3.7851 and 0. Quickly tell me what are these values coming out to be. The first one will be what? 0.1405, then 0, 0. It will be 0. What is this value? 1 upon 3.7851. It is coming out to be 0.2642. Okay, and this will be 0.
Yes.
Okay, now what is A star? It is simply V, S star and U transpose. So we can multiply these three matrices, right? V, S star and U transpose. So quickly tell me this final matrix you're getting.
It's minus 0.24, something like that.
Minus 0.026, yeah, almost same.
Minus 0.241.
It's minus 0.0275.
And
Okay,
0.212.
yeah, almost same. The third entry is 0.2163,
Then 0.097.
0.0992. Okay, that is also fine.
0.1522.
Yeah, 0.1570. Then last.
Minus 0.079.
Okay, so it's minus 0.0826. Okay, that is almost same. You can neglect this much error. And this is 0.0826. Okay. Okay. Now the next question is again the same based on SVD. So let A belongs to, like A is a 4 cross 3 matrix. Okay. Such that USV transpose is equal to A. Okay. Be the singular value decomposition where U matrix has been given as minus 0.2161, then minus 0.2194, 0.4617, and the last one is minus 0.8318. Okay. The second row is minus 0.7784, 0.6013. You can note this down either on your copy or in MATLAB directly so that your calculations become easier. Okay, I just want you to solve it right now. 0.1188, then minus 0.5328, and minus 0.5237. Okay, then minus 0.6587, minus 0.0891, and the last row is 0.2520. Okay, minus 0.5622 and 0.5784, then 0.5348. Then V matrix has also been given. Okay, and the singular values have also been given. So here sigma 1 is given as 16.0271, sigma 2 is given as 6.2997, and sigma 3 is given as 0.6668. Okay, and the V matrix is given as 0.1157, minus 0.9461, 0.3026. Okay, second row is minus 0.5799, 0.1830, 0.7938. The last row is minus 0.8064, minus 0.2673, and minus 0.5275. Okay. Then part 1 is find A. That is very simple. Can you do it quickly? You have been given U matrix, V matrix, and the sigma singular values. So you have to just find A. So A will be nothing but what? U S V transpose. So quickly find it and tell me what you're getting. Can you first tell me what will be the order of S matrix? The order of matrix S
4
will
into
be
3.
huh?
4,
4 into 3.
4 by 3.
4 by
Yeah,
3.
4 by
4 by
3.
3.
So the
Yeah.
fourth row will be completely zero. Since there are only
Yes.
three singular values, they will occupy the diagonal places. The fourth row will be
Diagnosis.
completely zero. Okay. You can solve this. Okay. Give me a moment. Meanwhile, you calculate this thing.
A answer.
So did you calculate?
Yes.
Yeah. What is the value of A?
A first row 1.999, 2.999.
Oh,
Is it
I don't know, but I
correct?
am getting 1, 2, and 3.
Okay, 1.9992, 2, 3.
You are getting this 0.99 extra, right? Because I'm getting it 1, 2, 3. The second row?
Okay. Second row minus 4.999.
Yeah, the my second row is 5 minus 5. Then that is almost same.
8, 9, 8,
Yeah.
9,
Huh. Then
uh,
it's
2.
2, 4, 8. Are you getting the same?
2.054.
Yeah, that's almost 2. Then it's 4, then 8, right?
Yes.
And the last row?
324 last.
Yes, last row is 3 to 4. I'm doubtful about the first row, right? So maybe you can check it on your end. I will also check it one more time. But this is what I have gotten. Okay. So now the next part is find the pseudo inverse of A. Okay. So that is V S star and U transpose. V you already have, U transpose U transpose also you already have. Then S star will be nothing but the inverse of these three, right? S will be S star will be equal to 1 upon 16.0271. Okay, 000. Please don't keep your pens down. Try to do it along with me. 1 upon 2.997, then it will be 0. Here it will be 0. 1 upon 0.6668 and then 0. Okay, so you can try to do it again. Tell me what is the value of A star coming out to be.
So MATLAB only 0.2409.
Okay. Oh, you have just did the pseudo inverse, right? You didn't
Yeah.
multiply.
Uh,
Okay, anyways, you can do that way also. What is it coming out to be?
it's 0.24.
Yeah, 0.2410, right?
Yeah.
Second entry,
Then minus 0.3.
0.03, it should be.
03. Yeah.
Then,
And then minus 0.224.
yeah,
Then 0.34.
3451.
3451. Then 0.5511.
Huh,
Then 0.206.
2070, it is. Then
Yeah.
third,
Then minus 0.78.
7802, yeah.
Then 0.6813.
Huh,
Then minus 0.345.
3451.
Yeah.
Then
Minus
minus
0.0935.
0936. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's
0.
0.570.
Hmm.
Then minus 0.421.
Yeah. See, if you're using direct commands also, that is also okay, obviously, because for these
But in the
calculations,
exam, we have to do. Now, for saving time, I did like that exam to do the proper way, right? All steps we have to do.
yeah,
But
but
we can, I think, say, reduce the decimal places. So we'll get some
yeah,
approximate answer for the MCQ, right?
obviously you can,
The
in
four
like
decimal
you,
places, if you are able to reduce, because it's very not possible to do all those four decimal
You don't
places.
worry that much about exams because obviously the course instructor is also aware, like, nah, that
But
you cannot
actually,
do this
last
and that.
time my experience is actually I did when in the exam there was a 3 by 3 matrix. System
Okay.
matrix is having decimal places up to four, and
Oh,
it is a iterative process. And they asked to write 3 or 4 iterations with this matrix only. So it is
oh,
very
and that too
difficult.
without calculator.
Yeah, yeah. This scientific calculator in computer. That's why I'm telling they will ask, ma'am. They won't stop asking.
Oh, okay. Then I'm not sure.
Actually, that was the problem in the textbook they have given. So they asked.
See, one thing is there that in the paper, as you said, there were many questions. So basically, you can develop a strategy. No, if you keep practicing, the, if you are doing these questions here, na, by hand or by trying to do it in MATLAB, like you can simply calculate pseudo inverse in MATLAB by giving the command of pseudo inverse, right? But if you try to do it in that way, V into S star into U transpose, that would give you a better idea of okay, what's going on, how the things are going on. When you do these practices in exams, you will, like, you will know which question I have to do first and which question I have to leave. Now you
Yes, yes.
have, we are in the week 10, that you know that the most difficult calculations by far have been in this week only, right? The content is
That
not that much, but
Graham Schmidt, that thing also will be a tedious thing.
yeah, that is also a lengthy process, like the Gram
Yeah,
Smith orthogonalization process.
yeah. That
But
was
at
the
least
previous
that
thing.
that won't involve these type of calculations, right? It is
Yeah,
still
that
more
will come
difficult
like
than that.
this. Yeah. Actually, these are all basically computer-oriented calculations. I think the
Yeah, these are
application
computer
comes from.
oriented. So try to do these at the last, like when you're getting your paper, try to do those questions first which are like more conceptual, or you will know that these questions won't take much time. That is why you need to practice here, because we right now we see the question and we say that yeah, I can solve it, and then we do not solve it. But in exams, that question becomes too lengthy to solve, and we are tending, matlab, we will definitely make errors. That's why if you practice more, like during the week and then in the live session, you do not stop and sit, you just keep on doing the things, you will get an idea over the time that yeah, which questions take much time, where I am weak, where I make mistakes, that I will do at last. What is your strong portion, that you do first. Like, see, definitely there will be questions from the important topics like the eigenvector calculation,
The
eigenvalue calculation. That is
normal
pretty
lectures and
simple,
all will
right?
come.
That you can do by hand also.
Mm.
So the try to focus on those questions first, and when obviously in exams what time is left, then you can give that time to these questions. So make a strategy of doing the easy questions first, or the scoring questions first. Because if you pick up a question like this at the start and you're stuck in any step, then it will waste a lot of time of yours. And other questions which are easy, that will suffer, right? So better is to do those questions first. And I don't know what the pattern of the paper is going, but I don't think it makes sense to give these type of calculations, because obviously in exam they must check your concepts and everything, not calculations. You can easily calculate these on MATLAB. But whatever, you keep your preparation good. Anyways, everyone is going to appear for the same paper, no? So don't take much load for that. Now, for this question only, the third part was given that if B is equal to 5, 6, 2, and 5, then find the minimum 2 norm least square solution of AX is equal to B. So X is equal to
A
A
star B.
star B, right? Now A star you have already calculated. You have to just multiply it with B. Tell me what you're getting.
It's 2.27,
Yeah, 2.2754.
5.84
Mm-hmm.
minus
5.84.
3, yeah,
Yeah,
minus
minus
3.2.
3.2515. Okay, so this is the least square solution. Now there is one more question based on like the similar thing. Do you want to do it or you are tired?
We'll take it, madam, this for practice at least. And if you
Okay,
don't mind, you can read it out also.
okay. So
It's tedious only, but
yeah, it's tedious.
now
It's
only
simple,
one
but it's
more month
tedious.
for the exams. Exactly one more month.
Okay, so your exams are on which date? 31st.
27th April, isn't it?
Okay,
27th,
28.
okay.
28th, December 28th.
Hmm. So your last session will probably be on 14th, 15th April. No, 14th not 18th April.
Yeah.
Like 14th it will be the last tutorial session, then on 15th there will be extra 1 hour session, and the course will be completed by 14th only, right? That will be the last week of the. Okay, you have sufficient time to practice, so prepare well
Actually,
for
the thing
exam.
is, we can't sit like this. We are, the job is there.
Yeah, yeah, I understand that thing, obviously. But at least make sure you are practicing, because these
Yes.
are simple concepts, but you tend to forget them, no?
Mm,
So try to revise the theorems so
mm,
that some questions which are directly based from theorems you don't have to solve it, because there are
mhm,
whatever there is given in the theorems you can prove it also, but that will
mm,
take much time. So if you
mm.
are like you have revised them all, try to learn them all so that in exams if the question is directly from that you can easily answer that. At least that are scoring marks that you should not leave. Okay. Now another question. Okay. I think in your assignment also there will be like similar questions only related to the same
Yes,
concept,
yes.
because there is not much variety in this.
Mm,
So again there is a matrix given, U V, not A matrix is not given, U V and S matrix are given, and we have to find the minimum two norm least square solution of AX is equal to B. So try to do it by calculator, okay? Don't try to use MATLAB in this one, because everything is given to you. So U matrix is given as 0 point minus 0 point. Try to see if you're doing calculations on calculator is correctly. So the first entry is minus 0.6386. The second one is minus 0.7695. The third one is minus 0.7695. Okay. And the last one is 0.6386. So this is a U matrix. The V matrix is minus 0.6386. Okay, the V matrix is okay, almost same, 0.7695. The last one is minus 0.7695, and this one is minus 0.6386.
both are same.
No, not same. Here we have one extra minus sign, here it is not.
Okay.
Okay, in the second entry. So U and V are given, then S is there. Okay, it is 11.6394, then 0, 0, and 4.6394. Then find minimum two norm least square solution of AX is equal to B is given as minus 2 and 26. So you have to calculate A star first, right? Find A star and then X will be A star into B. Okay. So U, V, S all are given. You have to just find V, S star and U transpose. The multiplication that will be A star. So tell me what is the value of A star.
This A star is minus 0.89 or something.
Yeah. Minus 0.0926
And 0.146.
1481. Okay.
Then minus 0.62. 0.62.
No, it is I think 0.1481.
Okay.
And the last one is minus 0.0370. I think this should be. Kavita, have you verified?
Ma'am, give me a minute, please.
Yeah, okay.
Huh? Sengapa?
So because there is a clash, I am getting this and you are getting different gift. Gift you are getting different, na? Third entry.
Well, no. Now it's coming. I
It's
missed on
coming.
mine. Yeah, it's
Okay, okay.
almost coming because that is the full decimals. So two decimals are matching.
Okay, okay. So and
What's the B matrix?
I'm not getting the same.
B matrix.
B is minus 2 and 26.
Okay.
Sorry, what were you saying, Kavita?
I'm not getting the same. What
Wait,
about S star?
A star is this minus
Yes,
0.0926.
yes. S star.
Yeah. So what is
What about
X
S
coming up?
star?
Star is 0.086. 0.215. That
Um,
is 1 by 11.6.
Okay, you are talking
okay,
about S star.
um, Then my answer for A star is 0.1626 first entry.
No, the answer should be this only. If you are getting any other, that there is some correction. Make sure you have entered all the entries correctly. Okay. So this is the correct answer. Gifty is also getting it. So you just cross check once more. Okay. So what is the value of x?
3.9, almost 4 minus
Yeah,
1.3.
it's 4.03, and the second is minus
Minus 1.3.
1.259. Okay, this will be the value of x. So
Actually, where this pseudo inverse everything is used mainly.
pseudo inverse is basically used if you're talking about practical applications. In general, whenever you have to find the inverse of a matrix, right? For
Yeah.
some matrices, inverse exists, right? But for
Yeah.
some matrix whose determinant is suppose zero,
Okay.
or whose they are not square matrices, they are rectangular matrices, and then they are not full rank. Okay,
Mm.
in those cases you need, whenever you try to solve an equation. Okay, because in any practical life applications like in robotics also, there are linear systems in which you need to apply ax is equal to b, and then you have to find the solution. Okay,
Okay.
for that solution, sometimes it's not possible that there is a inverse exists, because
The
in
inverse kinematics and
yeah,
all this.
yeah, in inverse on paper it can exist, but in real life necessarily there aren't systems where a inverse must exist. So
Okay.
there we use pseudo inverse
Okay.
mostly on the singularity problems in robotics, etc.
Okay.
Whenever we have to find about the workspace of a robot,
Oh,
in the
okay.
workspace, along up to which dimension it can work,
Okay.
where it cannot. Okay, so in that applications it is useful. So one more question is there, but it's based on condition number. Okay, this will be the last question we'll do. Okay, so we have a matrix. Okay, a 2 cross 2 matrix such that a is equal to 1, 0.9999, 0.9999, and 1. Then find k infinity of a. Okay, so how will you do this? How do we find the k infinity of a?
Norm A into norm A. Infinity norm of A, infinity norm of A inverse.
Yeah. So the it will be infinity norm of a and infinity norm of a inverse. So can we do it that way also? Sigma max upon sigma min.
Yeah, that also shortcut that single
What
value
is
math,
the
single value of
uh,
average. But this material, the determinant is close to zero. So this way, the A inverse we can't take it directly. The determinant is very close to zero.
yeah? So I think sigma max upon sigma min, that way you can do it, right?
Yeah.
So you have to basically find the singular values of A. So you have to multiply 8 into A transpose and then calculate its eigenvalues and get the sigma. That's why this question is in this assignment, because obviously you can do it with SVD also. Taking the SVD of A and then calculating the singular values, then sigma max upon sigma min will be your condition number. But I'm not sure, was that K infinity or K2? Sigma max upon sigma min.
That term K2 is root of maximum of the eigenvalue, right?
Yeah, that is why it is sigma maximum. Okay, okay. So here you don't find K infinity, you find K2. Okay. K2 of A. And K2 of A will be sigma max upon sigma min. Uh, no. K2 will be sigma max, I think. That is under root
Yeah,
of the maximum eigenvalue, right?
sigma one is.
Yeah. So find the singular values for this matrix and whichever is the maximum, that will be the condition number. Tell me what you are getting for this.
Two and
Wait a
zero.
second. Hmm. Yeah, sorry. Uh, huh. What are the eigenvalues?
Two zeros. Right?
2 and 0.
Yeah.
So then K2 will be what? Root 2?
Root two. Yeah.
Okay. Now K infinity also you can find, and that will be done in that way only. Like you can find the infinity norm of A, then infinity norm of A inverse. And what here you can do is that infinity norm of A is simple, right? The maximum sum of the rows,
Row.
right?
Yeah.
And in case of A inverse, what you can do is A inverse also you can easily find in this case. Not easily, but you have to use MATLAB only. Then you can find the condition number of this also. And it will come out to be 1.9999 into 10 to the power 4. Okay. I have not calculated A inverse in this case, but you can do it.
A inverse will be near singular.
Yeah, that will be near singular, but you can take that 10 to the power minus 3 or whatever order term that is, you can take it out. It will not be exactly that. It will be singular, but you can still find it because in previous
That's why
lectures,
condition number is going to 10 power 4.
yeah, that is why it is coming out to be huge, na?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, this condition number, this K2 and K infinity, this much difference will come. Actually, condition numbers indicate the sensitivity of the matrix, right?
Yeah, but that's why I'm not also sure about this one, K2. I'll check it once because I have not evaluated K2 for this. I had done K infinity only. So I will verify it once on MATLAB also, then I'll tell you. Because I'm not sure if you are doing the sigma calculation correctly or not. You're doing it on MATLAB. Hello? Let me check it right now, okay?
Okay, okay. I found the eigenvalues only. Then I took the root.
Wait a second. Let me check right now only on MATLAB. Hmm.
3.6 e power 4 it is coming. E power 3 it is coming.
E power 3 it is coming, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So okay. There you had made mistake earlier.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that is almost same because root 2 is
Yes.
1.4 something
Mm,
and to the power into 10 to the power
mm.
3. Because that much difference there should not be in
Yeah, yes.
condition numbers.
Yeah,
Okay.
plus 3 man.
Yeah. Sorry, plus 3. Okay, I think this much is sufficient for today.
Okay. Okay.
Now there are only two sessions, like two regular sessions remaining, but that will be on Sundays only. Okay.
Okay. That householder matrixes next section will be
Yeah,
there.
householder matrices. And what is the last week about?
That is not content has not come, ma'am. That is not uploaded. We'll be
Okay.
getting week wise only. So up to
Okay,
that
okay.
next week only it has come.
Okay, okay, okay. So, all right. Then we'll end the
Some
session
some
here.
extra questions if you can give for practice, it also will be helpful. Some assignments or something.
Okay, okay. I would
Yes.
suggest you to do questions from Crazy. Like it's a good
Fine.
book,
Uh,
and the calculations are also not that difficult. Like anyone can ask question from that also, because
okay.
that is a standard book that is used in every like engineering college or every IIT in
Mhm.
higher mathematics courses. Crazy they definitely recommend. So
Yeah.
I would also suggest you Crazy. I think there is this chapter 7 linear algebra. Almost all the topics are covered there, and there are good questions for practice.
Okay.
Okay, other than that, if on my own end I get any previous year assignments
Okay.
related to these things, then I will share them with you.
Okay.
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 Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.